Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
All right. What's going on, y'all? What is happening with everybody? Let me let folks know that I'm live right now. Hopefully this thing is going to work okay. I'm at my hotel up here in Vegas, and the reception is a little janky. I was going to postpone the show, actually, but now it seemed like it's working okay. So let me let everybody know that I'm live. Hold on. Hold on, y'all bear with me 1 second, because I'm surprised it's working. All right, so how y'all doing, man? I hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys had a productive weekend. Hope you had a prosperous weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. I need you to retweet and let everybody know that we are doing our thing live right now. And again, if the signal breaks up or whatever, that's just what it is. This hotel has very janky Wi-Fi, which I'm not a fan of. So hopefully everything goes smooth. I am in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. And there was a scare out here in Las Vegas last night. I want to get into that in a second. Let me just let everybody know on my social media that I'm live right now while everybody's piling in the room. And I hope everything is going good with you guys. All right, come on, thing, come on. All right, there we go. All right, so what's up, man? Everybody pile on in the room, man. Everybody come on in. Everybody pile up, come on through. How's the sound? How's the look? Is everything looking and sounding cool? Yes, be sure to share this. Clean my room. You can't even see the room. The room ain't even dirty. What you talking about? Is the sound low? How's the sound? Somebody said the sound is low. I need a hotspot. It's very hot out here. Family, is the sound low? How is the sound? Let me know what the sound is like. The volume is low. Okay, let me turn the volume up. That's what I need to know. If the volume is low, let me see what I can do. Yeah, what can I do? All right. Y'all said the volume is low. Y'all said the volume is. Let me test it out myself. Hold on. It's very hot out here. Okay, the volume is a little funny style. The volume is a little funny style. Let me see if I could do some little tweaks and turns with it to make it a little better. Because I'm not on my regular computer. It sounds pretty decent, but I think it could be a little louder, but I'm not on my regular computer. You dig? All right, let me see. Let me try this. Let me try. Oh, here we go. This is going to help out a lot. Right there. There it is. Right there, baby. I'm there. All right. That should make it much better. All right. That should be good money right there. All right. How about that? I should be. Oh, that's too hot. Let me turn it down a taste. How about that? I should be good to go right here. I should be good to go right there. All right. That should be better. All right. Hope it's not too hot now. Let me test it. All right. That should make it much better. All right. That should be good money right there. All right. All right. We got it. We got it. We got it. You hear a fan? No, you hear the computer fan in the background. That's what you hear. But this is the best it's going to get. This is going to have to do for tonight. Again, let everybody know that I'm live right now. Retweet, repost this on your timeline. Now, I'm up here in Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me do this. Let me throw this on my Instagram while I'm talking too. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing, ladies? Y'all trying to choose? What y'all trying to do, ladies? Y'all know I'm unavailable. What y'all trying to do? How y'all trying to choose? Yeah, y'all choose me. I'm going to need your ass as a babysitter. for some of these damn kids I got. That's what I need. So what's up with y'all, man? Let me throw this thing on. Let me throw it on the gram real quick, and really make it do what it do. A lot of stuff we're gonna get into. Hopefully everything is good with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully you guys can we can maintain the signal. Vegas, some of these hotels are like hit or miss when it comes to the signals. Share. All right, let me do this. Let me throw this on the gram real quickly, and then I'm going to be really ready to go. But I want to talk about Fonnie Willis down there in Atlanta. That's the first thing I want to talk about. Hold on one second. Let me throw this on the gram real quick, and we can do what we do. Hold on. Yo, what's up? I'm live right now on YouTube. I need y'all to hit this link right now. Tune in live right now. I'm live in Vegas. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm up in Vegas. Before I get into Fonnie Willis, let me talk about what happened last night out here in Vegas. Y'all probably saw on the news. Okay, I'm good. I'm good to go, guys. All right, look. So I'm out here in Vegas. Did y'all see on the news there was a live active shooter scare out here in Vegas? They had an active shooter scare out here. And people were panicking. You know, everybody's on the edge all around the country because of all of these. It's real hot out here. It's extremely hot out here. It's hella hot out here. It's like in the hundreds. It's real hot. Too hot to be walking around outside. It's real hot. But listen, we went to Circus to the Kids Dome. You know, we got the babies with us, so the kids had a great time. So we're out late. Not too late. I think we're coming back to the room around 10 something, 9 something, 10 something. You didn't hear about that? Yeah, listen. So we get to the hotel, and it's a real funny vibe. People are standing outside running out of the hotel. Then some white women come up to us. Oh my God, don't go in there. There's an active shooter. I'm like, oh shit. My eyes start bucking. Lord, for reals? I jumped my ass back in the car. And people are panicking, dude. The word got out that there was a live active shooter. And they were saying it was at the New York hotel. Then they were saying it was at the MGM. And then the word just kept going around that it was at different hotels. So we're trying to get the hell out of here. And everybody's panicking. People are running in large crowds. I mean, thousands of people are running. Cars about to hit people. We're almost about to get hit. And nobody knew what was going on, but just everybody is running. And the running is making other people panic. And my wife is she bucking her damn eyes. She's, drive. And we're driving, trying to duck and dodge cars about to hit us. Crowds of people running across the street. There was a group of white women who ran up to our car. Oh my God, there's an active shooter. Can we get in your car and you take us to safety? I'm like, deuces. I'm like, hell no. I boned out. The quickness in which I boned out. Hey, first of all, I have all my kids in the car. We don't have no room. Even if we did, I'm like, y'all bitches might be the shooters. I don't know that. The shooters might be your husband. I don't know that. No. Can you get in the car and I take you to safety? No, ma'am. No, thank you. So we're dipping, and just we drive in, and all the hotels, just crowds of people running their asses out of the hotel. Everybody on the strip is panicking. Now the word has got out on the strip. There's an active shooter, so everybody's panicking out here. All right, everybody's panicking, and everybody's drunk and scared and running. And I filmed some footage on my phone, and now all the media outlets are hitting me up trying to get the footage, trying to get me to sign off on the footage. I mean, everybody's hitting me up. TMZ hit me up, ABC News hit me up, the local news hit me up. So if you saw any footage about what happened, a lot of it came from me. I was filming this stuff, and a lot of the news outlets wanted to get some firsthand accounts of what was going on and what the vibe was like. So we later found out that the police said it was a false alarm. Somebody threw a rock and shattered a glass at the MGM. So somebody shattered a glass, and that just set everybody off. You know? Yeah, but this is Vegas. There was an active shooter a couple of years ago. Remember, at the I want to say the Mandalay Bay, a dude did bust out a window and just start busting on random people. So that fear is still there. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't about to let any potential Rittenhouse parents get in the car with me. I don't know if your son is Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't know if your son, nephew, your uncle, husband, I don't know if he's the shooter and you're a damn accessory to the shooting. Yeah? So, man. But everything was good. Everything was safe. And my wife was mad. She's like, I knew I should have brought my damn gun. Yeah. So it turned out to be a false alarm. It turned out to be a false alarm. So it is what it is. But yeah, we good. We good. So I'm here. Listen, today what we're going to talk about a little bit later. We're going to talk about the people of color myth. We're going to get into that later. But I want to get into Atlanta, what's happening in Atlanta with your girl, Fonnie. Well, I get on her later. I get on Fonnie later. But let's get into the topic. The main topic, family, is the people of color myth. We have fallen for this myth of a people of color coalition. Oh yeah, my wife always be bringing guns. We be flying, and my wife be checking in guns. You dig? My wife be like, she be bringing guns. I don't even know she brought there's a gun in the luggage, but she checks them in legally. Let's be clear. I don't want to say that. People think we got illegal guns going across. No, she checks them in at the airport, all of that stuff. My wife loved bringing the guns. But I want to talk about this people of color myth. There's a myth of people of color. I want black people, particularly foundational black Americans. We're going to have to get off that people of color myth. We got to get off that. That's been a trick bag designed to undermine us and have us thinking that we have some kind of comparative allies. We have a group of allies that's going to rock with us, that's down with us. And that's not the case, family. We just got to be very honest about that scenario. We don't really have a people of color scenario. There's a couple of stories that came out I want to share with you, family. Right here. Where's this story? This story right here. And this is what we've been talking about for a long time. This came out today. And we've been telling people about this. They were talking about people of color voters. This story right here. CNN. Voters of color are backing the GOP at historic levels. Duh. Of course they are. And you see that sign, Latinos for Trump. All right? This is what we've been saying for the longest. Voters of color, all right? 2020 election season is on the way. Outside of the scheduled primaries, there's no federal primaries this month. Let me just get to the meat and potatoes. Two nuggets poll got me thinking the most. One was about the voters of color, and the other was on the coronavirus. Hold on. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Where is it? Racial gap, white voters, big reason, shrinking gap, voters of color. Okay. Now look at exit polls data going back this century. I couldn't find a single year with a smaller difference between how white voters and voters of color filed in their congressional ballots than what the polls are suggesting now. They're saying these voters of color are voting just like white people. All right. The big reason is the shrinking gap. The big reason for this shrinking gap is that voters of color are supporting Republicans at very high levels. The previous low watermark for Democratic edge among voters of color in House elections was 40 points, blah, blah, blah. They're just throwing out random numbers. I just want to get to the meat and potatoes. Basically, these non-black immigrant voters are coming over here, the ones that the Democrats are letting over, these non-black voters or immigrants that the Democrats keep prioritizing to come over here to bury us, because that's the purpose. The Democrats are bringing these people over here to bury foundational black Americans. And the thing is, these people are coming over here voting Republican. We've been saying that for the longest. And the reason why they do that, these voters of color are doing this because they identify as white. There was another story that came out where this Filipino woman, and not people just put it on the Latinos doing this stuff. It's not just the Latinos. It is not just the Latinos doing this. This is a lot of Asians too. A lot of Asians are doing the same thing. Where's that story? Where's the story? Where's that story? I like to have my stories up. I'm slipping here. Right here. This is the story I wanted to share. This Filipino woman right here. Let me show y'all this. She was up there in Alaska, in Anchorage, Alaska, so she's one of these MAGA women. She got pulled over by a cop. Filipino woman shows a white privilege card, and the white privilege cards, that's some kind of troll thing among the right-wingers, the alt-right. That's kind of a troll thing that they do among each other. So she got pulled over, showed her white privilege card instead of the license, and she drives away ticket-free, meaning that the police who pulled her over was on code with her. She pulled that white privilege card out as a quote-unquote joke, but it was also a code, just like that white supremacist hand signal is supposed to be a joke, but it's also a code to let that white officer know that, hey, look, I'm team white supremacy. So it's like, okay, good, go and get up out of here. So now they're investigating this officer and why he let her go. Now they want to investigate this guy, which is a nothing burger. They're not going to do anything to him. So the thing is, family, what you need to know. That shows you, family, the people of color thing, that's a myth. There is no people of color, family. What you have are black people and different shades of white. I want black folks to understand that you have black people and everybody else is a different shade of white. They identify with white. Black families, stop letting them run that people of color thing on you. All of these exotic people that you will see around you, and you think that there's some kind of camaraderie between you and them. There is no camaraderie. There is no camaraderie. They view themselves as white. And shout out to everybody hitting the cash thing on here. Much respect to you. They identify as white. In fact, many of these people of color, they are allowed to be white. All of these groups are legally allowed to be white except black people. Black people are the only people who are not allowed to be white. When I mean black, black people who have sub-Saharan African DNA. And some of them, when you get into certain parts of the Caribbean, they are allowed to classify themselves as white in certain special circumstances. Let's be clear. A lot of the Somalians, people in East Africa, North Africa, they are allowed to classify themselves as white. Why do you think when we have these Twitter spaces, we have a lot of these Somalians coming in using the N-word, talking real greasy about us? And they're darker than us. A lot of these Caribbeans, these Dominicans, some Trinidadians, a lot of them classify themselves as white. A lot of folks don't know that. There is no people of color. The people of color thing is a myth. It's all different shades of white. Even with certain black folks, family, even with certain black people, especially from the Caribbean, some of the tethers, some of these black folks who you think are black, they don't identify as black. When you let them talk, they'll let you know very quickly that they don't see themselves as black. They see themselves as black as a political term, but culturally, they see themselves as a Caribbean or somebody who have more camaraderie with another non-black immigrant. And they will say this to you. These people will tell you this with no shame. I posted a video the other day of this Jamaican woman, and I want y'all to hear this. And some people were copping pleas like, oh, that's just one person, nigga. No, it ain't just one person. This is a general consensus among these people. All right? This is a general consensus. This is not just an anomaly. Where's that video clip? Let me play that clip right here. This is a Jamaican woman who's over here explaining how she don't identify as black. And now she's talking to her white audience. When these people get around the white supremacists that they love, they'll start telling the truth. This is not a rare mentality to have, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this woman. Listen to her. Hold on.
And I came to the United States when I was 17 to go to college. So I will start off with the fact that I never really saw myself as a black person growing up. I still don't. Of course, if someone asks me if I'm black, of course I'm black in terms of, how society uses a term to describe someone with a certain skin color. Right,
that's just a political term. It's like, okay, if I can get something from the lineage of these FBA niggas, yeah, I'm black. I'm black as long as I can get some, some free minority benefits or some HBCU scholarships, or if I can get whatever those FBA Negroes have fought to get set aside for black people, then I'm black in the political sense where I can get some out of it. But culturally, I'm not like you niggas. All right? I want y'all to hear from them, because when we say this, FBA being divisive. No. It's not our job to sit here and let people exploit us indefinitely and have nothing but contempt and disdain for us, and we're sitting here being oblivious to it. No, I'm going to let my FBA family know what's really going on out here and why this Pan-African thing just doesn't work. It hasn't been working. Hold on.
I don't really care about that, but a lot of the people that I meet in America who are from America, who were raised here and are black, mostly black people, really ever bring this up with me because I think they assume that I share their beliefs or perspectives. They see black as, who they are and their identity. And if you're not acknowledging their struggle or the struggle of their ancestors or, the struggle of black people, then, I don't know, I guess you're naive or you don't really care about that history, or you are not acknowledging them. When I came to this country, everybody is foreign to me. That is, everybody has a different culture from me, that is including black Americans. And it's very weird that people just think that you automatically share similarities with them just because of the skin color. The only thing I would say is that there's some shared music, maybe, but that's nothing. I have more in common with an Indian Jamaican than a black American.
Did y'all hear that, family? We've been telling y'all this for the longest, family. Now, when you hear it from them, you can't sit up and say that y'all just divisive. They've been like this, family. We've been telling you this. This is not new. How long have we been telling you this? A lot of these black immigrants who we think got some kind of camaraderie with us, they be jet black, darker than us with Negro features, and in their minds, they identify with non-black immigrants and whites more than they do us. That's just the reality. This is them telling you this. I'm just making it plain. This is not an anomaly. This is not the oddball out. This is a general consensus, family. Hold on.
And a black American, Jamaican than a black American. Everything more in common because we actually grew up in the same culture. One more thing I wanted to say, that I think other Caribbean communities do have similar issues in terms of the ones that a lot of people talk about when they talk about the black American community. However, they don't complain in the same way, and they don't outsource and externalize their problems.
Okay. Yeah, she was going to start throwing shade. The shade was going to come. That was going to come. These people have gotten, they've been saying this type of stuff behind the scenes among each other for decades. They've been saying this stuff. But now, because of TikTok and all of these social media, especially TikTok, they feel way comfortable saying it now because there's a lot of white folks who back them up now. So they think that white mommy and white daddy is going to protect them to a certain degree now. So now they can just say all of this stuff very openly and publicly. Okay? They talk about, well, we complain about racism because, see, they go along with white supremacy. They go along with racism. They allow it to happen. And they sit up here and let their societies become decimated to the point where they have to come over here and then complain about us fighting against white supremacy. Somebody's going to have to fight it, because we're not going to allow ourselves to be in dilapidated settings and completely deprived of all resources and sit around playing dumb. We're not going to play that game. Somebody has to fight these white supremacists to get some damn resources. Okay? All right, let me play the rest of this curry goat eating mammy. All right, hold on. It's not that much longer. Hold on.
Underhanded way, instead of actually trying to get the skills that they realize their problems. In an underhanded playing in the same way, and they don't outsource and externalize their problems. In an underhanded way, instead of actually trying to get the skills that they need to compete, they're trying to get it through claiming injustice. All this means is that...
Okay, so she's saying that foundational Black Americans, ladies and gentlemen, instead of us getting the skills that we need to compete, like she did, right? She got the skills, but her home country is a shantytown place. It's a place full of shantytowns and no running water and people living in filth. Let's keep it a buck. But she got all the skills, and we need to learn from her. Boy, these people got a lot of nerve, family. And this is why the foundational Black American movement is so heavy and strong right now. This is why the foundational Black American movement has taken off the way it has. Because people are just tired of this type of tired-ass disrespect. People are just tired of it, and we're just not going to sit around and allow it no more. But hold on, let me play the rest. Hold on.
And they don't outsource and externalize their problems. In an underhanded way, instead of actually trying to get the skills that they need to compete, they're trying to get it through claiming injustice. All this means is that they want to indoctrinate you and tell you what to think based on their worldview, and they pick the people who get to do it. This is just garbage. This stuff is garbage. This is absolutely
okay. So again, man, look, let's stop with the whole people of color Pan-African myth. You understand? We come on, dude. We just got to be real. See, my thing, I'm not here to sell people fantasies, dude. I'm not here to sell people fantasies, man. That Pan-African thing ain't working. The people of color thing ain't working. We've done too much for too many people. They come over here and benefit off of us fighting the system to make a lane for not only ourselves, but for them too. And then come over here and get with white mommy, white daddy. Because remember, as we know, the Hispanic and Asian immigrants, they come over here and get right next to white mommy and white daddy. So does the African and the Caribbean immigrants too. Too many of them. They want to come over here and smuggle and snuggle right up under white mommy and white damn daddy. All right? They want to snuggle right up under them too. And tell white mommy and white daddy, hey, look, I will be against those niggas. I will help undermine those niggas for you. This is why, you notice the white supremacists, after really the 1970s, the white supremacists stopped pushing back on Pan-Africanism. All right? At first, when black people were talking about Pan-Africanism, that was somewhat of a threat because they didn't want us to have a global network. And you had some brothers and sisters who would come over and be on code, like the Stokely Carmichaels. There was a few of them, very few would come over, and they had no choice but to be on code. How am I doing with the, hold on. I'm making sure I'm not freezing here. Hold on, guys. A lot of them would be on code. After the 1970s, the white supremacists, they figured something out. They said, hey, we need to get in front of that Pan-African thing. Instead of waiting for a black person to come over here who's a radical thinker, who's another Stokely Carmichael or another, I can't think of too many who've come over here and been riders like that. But before we can allow another rider to come over here who's thinking about global black empowerment, We need to get over there and get in front of it. Let's go over there to Africa and we'll start picking and choosing who we're going to let over here. So they sat up here and they started screening people at the green card office, at the immigration office over there. They would screen people before they would let them come over. They were like, okay, anybody who's talking about anything black empowerment, we ain't gonna let them come over. If somebody's nice and coonified, that's who we're gonna let over. They started letting over coons. They started letting over the bedwenches and the sambos. They started checking hairlines and divestment wigs. All right? They changed up and they started sending these Negroes among us, and we're thinking we're still getting Stokely Carmichaels or some possible Marcus Garveys. We think we're getting some riders. And we got a bunch of Candace Owens and other Sambos and Mammies. Yeah? And to this day, a lot of us still, we're figuring it out now, but a lot of us, we haven't figured out that some of these people coming over here, they're not trying to really rock with us on an empowerment level. You dig? A lot of it is just exploitive. That's just what it is. So now, when you see people talking about Pan-Africanism now, for the last, 20, 30 years, there has not really been no pushback from the dominant society. The dominant society has not pushed back against anybody talking about Pan-Africanism. In fact, they encourage it. If y'all want to talk about how great Africa used to be, hey, man, we'll give you a study and all of that stuff. That's why the Greg Carrs and all of these people, they prop them up. They have no problem with those dudes who are talking about Pan-Africanism, the Boule crowd. Hey, we'll give you all types of tenure at these colleges. If you want to promote Pan-Africanism, man, you can work at the colleges forever. As long as you ain't talking about black empowerment here among the foundational black Americans, you talk that Africa stuff. Tell these Negroes how great Africa was and that wasn't nothing popping, everything was popping in Africa. They ain't got no problem with that. That's why when you see a lot of these Pan-Africanists talking with Cobra and all of these people, they're all ops. Have you noticed that whenever you see people talking about, well, we need to be about Pan-Africanism, they're ops for the Democrats or they're ops for the Republicans too, but they are on some federal agent op type of thing now. Every time. The minute we start talking about, you know what, we ain't really trying to do the Africa thing because ain't nobody reaching out and we got a lot of talent and we got a lot of skills here, we kind of just want to focus on what we're doing now. The whole Pan-African people, they pop in our spaces. Oh, no, that's divisive. Oh, FBA, that sounds like a hate group. Oh, what y'all talking about? A hate group or something, man. That's a hate group. That's op stuff, family. You there? There's a reason why they lose their minds when we stop talking about that Pan-African stuff. And we're talking about empowering ourselves here. We ain't going nowhere. We're not going to flee because the main people, what's funny, the people who sit up here telling us we need to flee are the main ones fleeing here. The ones who come among us, man, what you got, an American flag? That flag don't love you. Man, that's the white man's country. Why you talking about, man, Africa, our home? Well, nigga, why are you in Cleveland? Why the hell are you tweeting from Iowa? Why are you sitting up here telling me this and your ass is in Nebraska? You understand what I'm saying? They come over here and tether their way over here to try to tell us that this ain't popping over here. We need to go over there. That's the definition of a tether, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out my brother Mikhail. He's over there in Africa. He's an FBA brother, but he's over there doing some business, getting his money up. And he was in a room the other day. Shout out to my brother. He went in there and just shut a whole bunch of Pan-African anti-FBA tethers down. He's like, hey, listen, all y'all people in here talking down on foundational black Americans and telling us Pan-Africanism is the way. How many of y'all in Africa right now? And it was crickets and then trolling. They're never over there. They are never over there. No, they want us to sit here and do some fleeing like them so they can come over and take our place. You dig? We're not playing that game. We're not playing that game at all, ladies and gentlemen. And some of these folks, man, again, they come over here and start telling us very blatantly how they don't identify with us. Am I still trending? I've been trending for the last few days. So that's what it is. I've been trending on Twitter like crazy. I've been trending on Twitter. The minute I announced that we're having that rally in D.C. and we're still getting all the permits, all that stuff together, I think it's a go, but we still got to go through different, processes of getting the actual permit. But they've been cooperating out there in D.C., but we just have to go through a lot of different people because there's a lot of little technical things as far as having the rally close to the White House over there. So, yeah, it looks like it's a go. We just got to get the actual, permits locked down. And I'm going to keep everybody posted on that. We're trying to get a rally going on in October. But, yeah, FBA has been trending. Yeah. Tariq, I was trending on Yahoo's front page. So, yeah. This thing has been trending heavy. And again, because right when we announced that rally, and I told people, you're going to hear a lot of slander. The Democrats are going to send a lot of people to try to slander me, to try to discredit me. And here's the thing. We're going to have a museum update in a couple of days, as a matter of fact. We do have a museum update, and I keep you guys posted on that. But like I said, the name of the game is them to try to slander me. And here's the thing that's messing them up is it's hard for them to slander me because I've never claimed to be the leader. This is why they keep trying to make me a leader. See, they have to get me to say it. See, them trying to make me a leader ain't working, and they're getting frustrated. The ops and the agents, I've never said that I'm the leader of anybody, so they can't discredit anything. So this is why they're being frustrated. They're getting hella frustrated because if I were to say that I'm the leader, then that would make all of their criticism valid. Well, if you're the leader, you're supposed to do this. If you're the leader, no, I'm nobody's leader. I've never claimed to be a leader. Nobody claimed that I was their leader. I am no leader. So all of the leader criticisms are falling flat. This is why they're so hell-bent on trying to force me to be a leader. That's frustrating the hell out of them. See, tethers and trolls saying it is ineffective. That's why they think, well, if I just keep saying it, it's going to be true. No, I have to say it. I have to take a position that I am the leader in order for it to be valid. You cannot tell somebody they are a leader of anything if they are not telling you that they're a leader. It doesn't work like that. And nobody else is saying they're a leader. And it's not documented that I'm a leader. I've never said I'm the leader of anything because I'm not. I don't have an organization that I'm the leader of at all. I have to say that. You understand? The code is the leadership. Logic is the leadership. I follow logic. I do things that are logical, and other people are doing things that are logical. You understand? I follow the logic, and the logic is to be codified, and the code is the leadership, ladies and gentlemen. A lineage doesn't need a leadership. Nobody can lead a lineage. And when we talk about Foundation of Black Americans, that is a lineage. And because it's a lineage and everybody gets on code around the lineage, nobody can do anything about it. So now the tethers and the agents and the trolls, they have to try to desperately claim that it's a group and then make up all of these false scenarios that all fall flat. You are failed. All of that is falling flat. It doesn't work unless we claim that as an organization. See, there's a reason why the ADOS organization, and that was an organization because Strappy and Tone said it was an organization and that they were the leaders. And it got killed very quickly. You dig? They're persona non grata. Their little thing fizzled and it's completely dead. I mean, it's smothered in ashes. It completely died out. The minute you claim you're the leader, all of a sudden when your leaders get discredited and the organization gets discredited because they had an organization and you had to fill out some stuff and all of that stuff, They got discredited and the whole thing just fell flat and it completely conquered out. No, ADOS is completely dead. You think? It's a past memory. You think? Because you had some people who were trying to make it an organization and they were confusing people. They were going to say it was a lineage, but then it was an organization too, and that confused people, and that played right into the dominant society. They're like, oh, if somebody can claim that this is an organization, cool, because we can attack organizations. We can attack leaders. See, attacking me doesn't do anything for the foundation of Black American movement because it's a lineage. Can't attack a lineage. If you're going to attack a lineage, you're attacking all black people who are descendants of slaves, who are foundational Black Americans, and that's xenophobic. That's anti-Black racism right there. Yeah. But family, these other groups, we're acknowledging the fact that we're different. We are a different ethnic group because these other people acknowledge that they are a different ethnic group. They tell us that they're different from us. They've been telling us they're different from us. And we're like, okay, cool. Be different. Be different over there. Don't sit here and be politically black when it's convenient so that you can come and get you some goodies. Like this woman right here. This is an African woman. All of these things are on TikTok. There's so many of these type of videos on TikTok. As you see, now when you see somebody with an afro wig and some blue contacts, you already know where it's going. It's not going to be, anything that's going to make any logical sense, but here it is. This is an African girl who's over here in America claiming how she's not one of us. Hold on.
How do I say this respectfully? I'm not your people. You're not my people. I don't roll like that. Just because we have the same skin color doesn't mean that you're my people or vice versa. And this is something that I've seen as an immigrant who has been living in the United States of America for more than a decade now. This past couple of years, people like you see me and automatically assume that I'm a slave descendant, my ancestors are slaves, and then they expect us to think the same way, act the same way, or believe in the same things. And if we don't, we're crazy, or we're called all the racial stuff in the book, which is for another day. But first and foremost, my ancestors were not slaves. Secondly, they were not even Christians. My mother brought Christianity into our family. She never forced anyone to be a Christian. We chose to become a Christian. We grew up in the church and I loved every bit of it. And I would do it all over again.
Okay. So the family, what are we going to do with that? What are we going to pan-African with that? How are we going to... these folks, and this is not the odd woman out. Most of them think like that who come over here, family. That's just the reality. That's the long and short of it. Most of them think like that. This woman has these blue contacts, man. These folks on TikTok, there's literally millions of videos like this, family. This is what it is. These folks have been saying this stuff for years. The problem is they never expected us to punch down. They never expected us to punch down on them. You understand? And they sit up here, well, I was not a descendant of slaves and I chose Christianity. Because you're colonized. Colonization is slavery. Yeah, you got colonized, which is the same thing as slavery. Your whole country got colonized. And that means you got colonized mentally. You see? Then they come over here and have this disdain for us. And, these folks have all these terms. They have all these things about baby mama. Oh, you baby mamas, you niggas are baby mamas. And what's interesting is that a lot of the paternity fraud comes from their side of the track. A lot of the African and Caribbean people are involved in most of the paternity fraud over there. Where they're from, there's all types of paternity fraud. In West Africa, even all over Africa, there's paternity fraud left and right. These people have babies, don't know who the baby daddy is, and then these dudes come over here from Africa and the Caribbean and have anchor babies all over the damn place. Do you understand what I'm saying? These folks have anchor babies all over the place. If you talk to some of these folks, my dad, I have many brothers and sisters from different mothers. We have, my dad has many babies. My dad has 15, 20. These dudes be having like 15, 20 kids by different women over here. They come over here and be anchor babied up. Y'all don't understand the anchor baby hustle. And not only that, let me tell you something. They make jokes about having anchor babies on TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, they make jokes about it. Family, let me find that clip. They actually make jokes about having anchor babies. Look at this. I can't play the audio because it's some kind of music on there I don't want to play. But look at this TikTok video here. This right here. On my way to Africa after getting Anakata pregnant. All right, and there's like 600 comments under this dude. It's a Nigerian dude kind of bragging about getting foundational Black American women pregnant. Then he goes back to Africa because he got him an anchor baby here. So that's like a running joke to them. You understand what I'm saying? So family, don't let anybody shame you into not wanting to differentiate yourselves from all of these other groups because they do it to us. These people differentiate themselves from us all the time. They've been doing that. And we're doing it now. We're saying, okay, if you're different from us, go ahead and be different from us. We're not going to trip on you. We got bigger fish to fry. See, we got to start waking up and understanding what's going on out here. We got to start waking up, family. And we got to understand the people among us and what they're really about, what their get down is. Hold on. Down in check this out. Where's the story? Right here. About the Nigerians out there, and this has been going on for a while. This story. Hold on. Hold on, let me show this story here. This story's been going on for a while about Nigerians flocking to work in Texas prisons. All right. Out there in the Texas, as you know, and we talked about this before, Nigerians are flocking to work in Texas prisons. Boy, the Nigerians come out here and work in these prisons in Texas. They are heavy in Texas. All right, you see them hairlines right there? Them prison guards out there, boy. They are the buffers for the white supremacists out there. That's him and his wife. They're correction officers out there in Huntsville, Texas. All right. And they get them because they understand. They get them tethers out there to work in the prison. Because, see, if you get a foundational Black American to work as a prison guard, he's going to, he's going to kind of be on code with some of the prisoners. He might, slip them something, bring them in some contraband or whatever. They're going to kind of look out for those brothers. They're going to look out for them. But boy, you get some of them tethers over here working in the prison system, they're going to be just as brutal, because these are some of the same people who participated in the slave trade, rounding niggas up. You understand what I'm saying? These white supremacists know who they get, and they know who to bring around, and they know who to use as a buffer. They know that. They know who to use as a buffer. See, we got to watch who's among us. We got to watch who's around us, family. Just because we see a black face, we better know the background of these people. We need to know who these people are. Yeah? Like in Atlanta, y'all got Fonnie Willis. In Atlanta, you got Fonnie Willis. And family, I told people, I said, man, do not let Fonnie Willis get into office. Paul Howard was running against her, and Paul Howard put some charges on the race soldiers who killed our brother down there. I said, man, we got to support Paul Howard. We got to support Paul Howard. Fonnie Willis, man, do not let her get elected. I said, Atlanta, you cannot drop the ball on this. And Atlanta dropped the ball. They dropped the ball and let Fonnie Willis get in office. They let Fonnie get in office. And I told people, I said, family, Fonnie Willis is clicked in with law enforcement. Fonnie Willis has been endorsed by police unions. It's going to go all the way left, family. I mean, I was begging people, do not vote for Fonnie Willis. Don't let Fonnie get in office. I just, every day I was tweeting, y'all gotta listen, y'all gotta listen. Don't let her get in. Don't let her get in. It's gonna be a problem. And Atlanta dropped the ball. They let Fonnie Willis get in. Fonnie immediately started dropping charges. The charges that were on these race soldiers, they started dropping these charges left and right. The charge on the race soldier who shot the brother, she kicked it out of there. Another charge at some of the protests where some race soldiers were beating up protesters, she threw that out. Man, I said, bad mistake. She's protecting these race soldiers, and she started throwing RICO charges on black folks left and right. She threw them RICO charges on Young Thug and those guys. And she's about to throw some more RICO charges. This is her in an interview the other day. All right, this is your girl Fonnie Willis, the DA out there in Atlanta. Look at the contempt and the disdain on her face. They asked her about some more high-profile gang RICO charges. This is her. Hold on. Hold on.
Recent months, you've had 2 high-profile gang racketeering cases. There's going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
Recent months, you've had 2 high-profile gang racketeering cases. There's going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
Okay. So there's 2 more charges. She got 2 more RICO charges, gang charges, that she's going to put on black men. These are charges on black men. Let's be very clear. And this ain't to clean up the streets. This is to deflect away from the damn race soldiers and white supremacists that's in the police department. Because what they do with this gang RICO thing, anybody is a gang. If you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who did a crime, they'll just call all of you a gang. You understand? That's just some I'm white and I say so talk. That's why I don't co-sign that. That's not fighting crime. You fight crime through programs that alleviate resource deprivation, just locking niggas up. That ain't fighting crime. Labeling every black person a gang member and getting a black-faced mammy to do it, that's not fighting crime. That's just practicing more white supremacy. You understand? Where you at, Atlanta? Yeah, she's going after a lot of folks. They're going to start rounding brothers up heavy, and that's going to be the blackface to do so. Now, who the hell is Fonnie Willis? Who is Fonnie? Who is Fonnie Willis? Who is Fonnie? Now, let's be clear. We don't know nothing about her mama. She keeps her mama hidden. Well, nobody knows who her mama is, but her dad, we did some research on her dad. Now, let's be clear. First of all, her birth name is not Fonnie Willis. Willis is her marriage name. She got married to a man by the last name Willis. But Fonnie Willis is not her birth name. All right? Here's an old article about her in Jet Magazine from 1995. This is an old article of her where she was getting some kind of award. All right, so this is her. Back in 1995, her name is, ladies and gentlemen, Fonnie Floyd. Her name is Fonnie Floyd. All right? Her name is Fonnie Floyd. Okay? Her father used to be a Black Panther named John Floyd. Okay? Her dad used to be a Black Panther named John Floyd. Now this is, let me give some receipts here. When I'm talking, I'm giving receipts. This is Fonnie Willis, famous for first African-American woman, female district attorney, family siblings. Her dad, John Clifford Floyd, who was an attorney who was also a Black Panther. All right, that's John Floyd. That's Fonnie as a child and her dad, John Floyd. All right, and she kind of brag about her dad being a Black Panther. Let me tell you something. What I tell you about some of these people who brag about their parents being a Black Panther. Okay, remember who else bragged about their dad being a Black Panther? Throw the name out there, family. Let's do some. Let's see who's been paying attention in class. Remember Jamila Lemieux? Yeah, I'm connecting these dots here. Jamila Lemieux, remember her, who hates Black society, hates Black men, that non-FBA tether mammy who hates on Black people. She would brag about her dad, David Lemieux, being a Black Panther, this white man who passes as Black, this non-FBA white man passing as Black. She bragged about her dad being a Black Panther. We looked into his research, found out he was a Chicago police who had a history of abusing Black people in Chicago. All right? Her dad, Jamila Lemieux, Black Panther and all that, bragging about her dad being a Black Panther, he sat here and we pulled up his police conduct record. He was beating the crap out of Black men in Chicago for years. He had all types of disciplinary complaints on him in Chicago. Yeah, they called him the Glove because he was beating people's asses. David the Glove Lemieux. They nicknamed him the Glove. He was beating people's asses so badly in Chicago. So now, this woman here, Fonnie, her dad, Black Panther, John Floyd. Now, John Floyd, ladies and gentlemen, he ran a newspaper in the 1960s with the Black Panthers. All right? John Floyd ran a newspaper called the Harambee. All right? John Floyd ran a newspaper called the Harambee newspaper. And guess who he was clicked in with running that newspaper? This is the Harambee newspaper. This is an example. Y'all Google this, the Harambee African-American newspaper. It was an African-American newspaper in the 60s, published by the Los Angeles Black Congress, an umbrella organization for diverse groups, which included CORE, Freedom Draft Movement, the National Association of Colored People, Ron Karenga's organization, US, John Floyd's Black Panther Party. So it was run by John Floyd and Ron Karenga. Do I need to keep putting two and two together? If you already know who Ron Karenga is, all right? You already know who Ron Karenga is. Do I need to explain who Ron Karenga is? Ron Karenga, agent ass Ron Karenga. The infamous agent Ron Karenga. Everybody knows this dude was a damn agent working to, didn't he help get some Black Panthers killed? Allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly. I just say for legal reasons, but this man has been called an agent for the last 50 years. All right? They've been blaming him for getting certain Black Panthers killed. He was allegedly working with the FBI and allegedly got some well-known Black Panthers killed. And Fonnie Willis's dad was working with this guy, publishing that newspaper together. So now we see how this woman has this disdain for Black people. All right? These women sit up here and brag about their daddies working with the Black Panthers, and then all of a sudden, they grow up to sit up here and lock up Black folks. So something ain't clicking. You dig? Something ain't clicking. If your dad was all about that life and all about looking out for the Black community, they wouldn't instill in you to protect white officers and lock up Black folks unless they were a damn agent. Tupac's mother was a real Black Panther, and she was not an agent, Afeni Shakur. She was a real one, and look who she raised. She raised a revolutionary. You understand? Fred Hampton Jr., who's still active out here, good activist brother. His dad was a real revolutionary. His son is a real revolutionary. You understand what I'm saying? When you have these questionable Negroes who are claiming to be Black Panthers and revolutionaries, but their background is real funny, and then you look at their children are a reflection of them. Their children are reflections of them. You don't have a mammy like that raised by a real revolutionary like Fonnie Willis, somebody who's ass-kissing white cops, and your dad was supposed to be a certified Black Panther. No, most likely he was an agent just like Karanga. You dig? Let's just put two and two together, man. Yeah, Karanga created Kwanzaa. That's why a lot of folks don't really rock with Kwanzaa. That's why they don't really rock with it. That's why we got a brand new holiday that we're going to practice this year, Oretasase. That is a foundational Black American holiday that we're going to start celebrating this year, because a lot of people just don't feel that connection to Kwanzaa, all of these Swahili words and African traditions. We don't really feel that. That's why we've never really gravitated towards it. So we're going to have our own holiday that we're going to celebrate that is founded and rooted in foundational Black American culture and lineage, about how we, during the holidays, would fight for our freedom. We would rise up from slavery around the Christmas holiday, and we would go get our freedom. That's what it's going to be based in. We're going to commemorate that. You see? But man, we got to watch out with people out here, and we got to look into their backgrounds and see what's going on and who raised some of these folks. You see? We got to see who raised some of these mammies and these tethers. And let's be clear. Who voted for Fonnie Willis? How did she get in office? How did Fonnie get in office? Because we got to understand, Atlanta, there's a lot of immigrants out there in Atlanta. Let's keep it a buck. And I've seen some of these tethers hop into the mentions, hop in talking about, well, I like Fonnie Willis. She need that. See, there's all these niggas, those gangs. She needs to clean the streets up. See, we got to understand, a lot of whenever you have some people come in talking about they're gonna be tough on crime, the code word is we're going to attack a bunch of Negroes, and a lot of these non-FBA tethers, they're perfectly fine with that, because they think, okay, I'm going to kiss the police ass when I see them. They're going to get those niggas, which is good. That's going to clear the lane for me and my family. So that's why a lot of them will support a Fonnie Willis. When they start talking about how they're going to be light on the white supremacists and tough on Negroes, tethers' ears light up. Tethers love that. You understand what I'm saying? They'll support that all day, low key. The tethers love that. They'll sit out there and act like the tethers act like they riding with us, but when they see somebody who's going to attack us, they're like, oh, I vote for that nigga. You see? That's why all these tethers want us to rock with Kamala Harris. Notice when we were like, man, we don't like Kamala Harris. She's black like you, nigga. What's wrong with Kamala Harris? She was locking black folks up. Well, you niggas deserved it. Ooh, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Ooh, I did not mean to say that. There's a reason why chunky ass Roland Martin and all those people in fat non-FBA tether is always trying to shame us into going along with programs that's going to undermine us. Roland and his ilk, and they were talking so much crap about me and other FBAs on Roland's Little Struggles show. Again, Roland's getting desperate, and I know you're watching, Roland. I know your big heavy stomach ass is watching. Roland, you are a disgrace. You do not represent or speak for foundational Black Americans. You are a big hungry tether. You always bragging and trying to name drop about what you've done, trying to use our words, trying to use our verbiage. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Roland, we see you for what you are. The family sees you for what you are. You're just a big chunky Sambo who's out here buck dancing for a job. And Roland is always out here trying to name drop. And when we say, hey, we're trying to get something for our vote, Roland tries to pretend that he's at these meetings and some of these galas asking questions. See, FBA, you stupid fools. FBA up here talking about what asking about what they gonna get some tangibles. Listen, it was me. I was at the Boulay brunch, always somewhere with some damn food. I was with. See, who you gonna ask? Who y'all know? With a big fat sassy ass, huh? Who y'all know? I know the president of the Congressional Black Caucus. I was with him at the NAACP barbecue, and I asked him. I asked him. Remember Greg Carr? I asked him, is there going to be a comprehensive program for black folks? And he said he's going to put together a minority package. You stupid fools. And minority, that includes us too. But y'all so stuck on stupid, using all of those old 90s insults. I talked about the other day, all of his old played out 90s insults. See, the problem is, see, this is the problem with y'all FBA fools. See, y'all all in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. That type of silly nonsense. Always claiming who he knew and how he asked some questions about something. He didn't ask nothing. He's always at somewhere where there's some food. See, I was at the Boulay brunch, the Democratic luncheon. I was at the Clyburn fish fry. And I was asking the question. See, I was there. I asked the question. No, you were asking where the tartar sauce was, fat ass. You weren't asking nothing. All you were doing was asking for another slab of ribs. You weren't asking for a damn thing. Stop it. Nobody believes you, dude. Just stop it. You ain't asking nothing. You're a flunky for the Democrats trying to get a damn job. Your whole being is auditioning for a job with the damn Democrats. And that makes you ineffective. That's why nobody listens to you. None of the young folks are listening to you, dude. They're listening to us because they see the last thing on earth I want is a damn job with the Democrats. That's the last thing I want. We ain't trying to get no damn job with them. You understand? And by the way, I put this up earlier. I said this is Roland Martin's pants when they drop them off at the cleaners. This is Roland's pants at the cleaners. When they drop his pants off at the cleaners, this is Roland Martin's jeans. This is how they got to clean his jeans at the dry cleaners. Oh, wide hip nigga. Oh my God, he's too easy to roast. Anyway, let me get up out of here. I ain't gonna be here too long because we still got to go eat. I got to take the family to go eat and everything. But anyway, family. But listen. We're going to stay on our square, man. FBA movement is rolling heavy. Everybody's waking up to what's going on out here. We're respecting our culture. We are representing our culture. We are gatekeeping our culture, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to let other people define us. We're not going to try to let people try to make us into an organization where there's a leader. This whole thing where black people got to have a leader. They want a leader so that their leader can be attacked and that the morale of the lineage is dead. We're not going to have that stuff. We understand who we are. We're foundational Black Americans. Everybody wants to be their own group. That's fine. Be you. But don't sit here and get mad at us because we're not following this whole Wakanda thing and having these Pan-Africanism fantasies. We are foundational Black Americans. We're the most thorough people on the planet. We have the most unique planet, and we are the culture here in America. We are the culture of America. Everything about American culture is foundational Black American culture. And we here, the movement is real, the lineage is strong, and we're going to get those tangibles, and we're going to get the empowerment that we're destined to get, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here, man. Much respect to the family. Again, I'm going to keep everybody posted on the rally that we're going to be having in October. We got to have everybody come on out. It's going to be a wonderful thing, man. Papi Akute, Lula Bouvet to the family. Go to officialfba.com to get my book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. Go to hiddencolorsfilm.com to get Hidden Colors 1 through 5. Go to buckbreakingmovie.com to get the movie Buck Breaking. And I'm going to holla. Y'all be good, family. Peace.